A new report just came out that said people who are pre-diabetic before the age of 30 die 15 years faster than the average life expectancy. Here's what we can do about that.
Hey guys,
My name is Michelle.
Anita, Sarah, Julia, Peyton, Talia, Jazz,
Marquita.
I'm a physique.
Product.
Period. You love to see.
Y'all already know what this is. It is Trehunna from physique. We're going through a plague of Ozempic. Everybody's on health medications or on pills. And ironically, if we was back in the 1950s alone, only 1% of people had diabetes. Fast forward one generation, now 4 out of 10 people are pre-diabetic or full-blown diabetic. What we're gonna cover is why is this happening in the first place? Because let's be real, the doctor's not teaching us this information. Did you know 95% of the USDA board is receiving millions by Kraft and pharmaceutical companies? Did you also know that the Food and Drug Administration, boom, people that make our food guidelines, they are funded 50% by pharmaceutical companies? Y'all don't think that's a conflict of interest? But people do not know this information. You are thinking they got our best interest, yet getting funded on the back end by people who are getting paid if we get sick. And did you also know that the people who used to promote cigarettes are the people who actually purchased Kraft, Nabisco? And what they did is they transferred over the same scientists that they used to make cigarettes more addictive to food. So now they can start bioengineering food to make them more addictive. Now, ironically, 65% of the average household calories come from processed foods. Now people say,
oh man, I cannot stop eating bread.
Why? Because it's bioengineered to do so. These food scientists know we got TR1 and TR2 receptor on our tongue like to pick up the taste of sweetness. So if we just add some artificial sweeteners, now this person is more prone to drink a little bit more of the juice. But you don't know that. And you're just thinking, oh,
okay, well, Trey, it's just juice.
But it's not just juice because we're adding a whole lot of added ingredients to it to make you drink more of it. So you're not in control of yourself. And this is my last fact, but sugar is more addictive than heroin itself. We all know that heroin kills you faster, but sugar itself is gonna make you end up in the exact same casket. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. So if you are pre-diabetic or full-blown diabetic, all that basically means is your body's not responding to its own insulin anymore. What is insulin? Insulin is the thing that your pancreatic beta cells produce. And this basically tells the body to dispose of the glucose that's in the bloodstream. Too much sugar in the bloodstream is the thing that causes you getting amputations or diabetic complications. You getting cataracts. All because you have so much sugar in the system that now every single cell that's being exposed to the sugar is starting to be a little bit more dysfunctional. So if you got too much sugar in the system, what you need to do is get rid or have less sugar in the system. Easier said than done though, because they put sugar in everything in American foods. They basically use sugar like we use salt. The very first thing I need you to do is stop the juices.
Well, Trey, I can't just drink water. I hate water.
Instead of you drinking any type of juice, whatever juices that you have in your household, it better be low calorie or it better be diet. When you actually pay attention to a diet product, boom, diet ocean spray, compared to boom, a real version of ocean spray. All you literally gonna see is this one got more water as the main ingredient, this one got more sugar as the main ingredient. They both got the same formula. Ask yourself why the diet one is never on sale, but you can get the regular ocean spray for 2 for $5. Because now you're not drinking this because of the formula, you're drinking this because we added so much sugar in it that you don't even know what it is, but you gotta have this. When Simply Lemonade first came out, especially the raspberry one, nobody could keep that in their house longer than 24 hours. Let me know if I'm lying. It wasn't because it was so magical, so good. They added 7 teaspoons of sugar in every single bottle. That's what it is. And it's tricking our brain into having more of it because our body's producing a little bit more endorphins when we have this amount of sugar, but it's gonna come with a cost and we're gonna crash. If you're somebody who drinks soda, you need to stop drinking sodas, regular sodas.
Well, Trey, I thought that anything that is diet is gonna have aspartame and artificial sweetness in it. It's gonna kill you faster.
No. Anything that got real sugar in it, organic, cane sugar, agave, nectar, anything that is real sugar is 3 times poisonous, keyword, than artificial sweeteners. Which means what? Artificial sweeteners is not that great, but sugar is way worse. The real Coca-Cola versus the Coke Zero, which got the exact same formula, just without the added sugar, and it got the exact same taste. Try out the Sprite Zeros or Coke Zeros or the Diet Ginger Ale. You're gonna realize that it kind of tastes the same, but this is the reason why we are pre-diabetic right now. Keep in mind, in order for any human body to become pre-diabetic pathologically, you have to have a bolus or ubiquitous amount of sugar for 8 to 10 years straight. Keyword, straight. That means you're getting sugar all day long. You just don't even know it. And it's not gonna be, oh, I had some ice cream last week. It has to be that. No, you was having something every single day that you didn't know that was quote unquote very high in carbs or very high in sugar. Because keep in mind, sugar and carbs break down to glucose in the human body. Your body doesn't recognize the difference. You just need to control how much you're having within a day, if not a week, especially if you are diabetic. 3, you need to swap over to better type of snacks. You want to have more fruit if you need a snack. You want to start eating things that actually came out the earth like this. And no, you're not going to add nothing to it. I do not want you to get an apple just to slap peanut butter on it. You defeated the purpose of the apple. Eat the apple. That's what you really want. Yes, you can get some berries, and if you want to put a little whipped cream on it, it's not that deep. But you want to have better versions of snacks. If your goal is to lower your sugar levels, and if you're diabetic, your sugar levels is a little bit higher than it's supposed to, you want to have more berries, raspberries, blackberries, even blueberries, and you want to have more melons, more cantaloupe, more honeydew. You can even have some watermelon. Have more of these as your go-to snack opposed to anything else. More mindful with the nuts because it's very calorically dense. So if you're trying to lose weight too, nuts is not going to be as favorable as fruit. Okay? But tip number 4, from now on, your base or your sides got to be a vegetable that is green or a color of the rainbow. Roy G. Biv, we all learned that in grade school. I never seen white on the rainbow. So if you naturally have to have a potato, rice, pasta, then these are not going to be the greatest things to have because these things are going to spike your glucose levels the highest. But also, you got to be somebody who moves their body. I don't have time to go to the gym. Anything is better than nothing. I got a woman on my program right now. She line dance. Why? Because she likes to line dance. This is a great movement and I love that because she's doing something that she enjoys. You need to do an activity that you really like that's going to get you motivated to get up and go. I don't like going for runs, but if I'm playing basketball, I do not feel like I'm running. Therefore, I play more basketball than just going for a jog. I like going on walks on the beach. Corny as hell, right? But at the end of the day, I like to do that, so I will walk anytime for hours if I could. So just do a movement that you actually prefer to do. Once again, do you want to get the diet or light juices, Coke Zeros, more fruits as your go-to snack. Watch out for starches, rice, bread, refined grains, refined flours. Anything that is white is not right, and a white man taught me that. On average, you're eating more protein-rich meals. When you eat more protein, you're gonna be more satiated. So that means you gotta have more meals in a day than snacks. The people who are classified as snackers are always the people that's a little bit more overweight. So if you're eating more protein, which means you're gonna be more full, which means you're less likely to overeat, then that means naturally your blood sugar levels are gonna drop because protein doesn't really raise your insulin. Really, carbs raise your insulin, but we naturally prioritize the side, especially women, opposed to the main. That is the reason why the plate costs $30 or $40. So you go to Root Chris, ordering a filet just to eat all the salad and bring the filet home, knowing that you don't eat leftovers. You just run up the bill for no reason. So have more of that steak. Hey, have a crab cake. Have some crab legs if you're a little ghetto. Have a little bit more protein on your plate. And yes, you can add a little bit of butter to it. You don't have to worry about that. It's about what you having alongside that crab cake or that mussels. Because we all know in that crab boil bag, it comes with potatoes and corn. Those are the things you want to pay attention to a little bit more if your goal is to lose weight and to get out the pre-diabetic or full-blown diabetic range. You can literally reverse diabetes and pre-diabetes. They don't want you to know that. Well, if you're on metformin, you don't gotta take metformin. You can literally get something called, boom, berberine hydrochloride. It gives your body the exact same effects. If you're dealing with NAFLD, which stands for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, boom, you can take something called choline, the thing that strips fat off your liver. But guess what? We get phosphatidylcholine, or specifically choline, from eggs. But people only want to eat 1 to 2 eggs at a time. No, make that 3 eggs. Make that 4 eggs. Hey Trey, I don't know if I can eat 4 eggs. Even better. Now you're going to eat that leftovers later during the day. Eat more whole foods, and I promise you, if you do that for about 3 to 4 months, you can reverse all these metabolic diseases that we're dealing with. Hopefully this gives you some insight on how you can ultimately fix your prediabetes and diabetes. But just like the statistic that I told you about, people who got diabetes die 15 years faster than the average life expectancy, people that's in lower socioeconomic statuses happen to die 12 years faster than everybody else. Ask yourself what people's in lower socioeconomic statuses. Ask yourself why only on WIC 90% of the food that we can pick up is processed foods. Just really think about that. Let that simmer. That's your reset tip of the day. That's going to be Stay Snatched all the time, not in the summertime. If you want more information on how to change your diet, what I want you to do is click the link in the bio, quiz.physiquereset.com. Take this quiz. I'm going to give you a free nutrition e-course tailored towards your specific goals. Talk to you soon.